Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning again and again and again. So, I'm on a little bit of an edited film hiatus. Why? This is the reason. Because I'm doing like this major home organizing project. And on my days off, like I get ahead, and then on the days that I'm working, I'm like, no, I don't want to fall behind. So I don't know when I'm going to get back to edited videos. Like I was trying to get back to making more edited content, but to be truthful, like sometimes it's just a lot of work and I don't always have the time for that. And so if you want a longer video, it might be a live stream, because honestly, like my channel is just like talking about hair, my experiences, and that's it. Like it's just sharing my thoughts on hair. So I did want to talk about this one thing though, because I feel like this is something that comes up a lot, like on social media, and I thought it had been kind of debunked, but I think because things are opening up more again, people are doing this, or they're thinking about doing this. It's like, why aren't people happy with their natural, beautiful self? Like I don't know. Like lately, I have people telling me you look beautiful in your natural state, and it's true. I feel like women become more attractive as they age. If they're doing things that are natural for themselves, and they like do natural things for themselves, and this is true for men. I kind of feel like sometimes actually women look more attractive when they get older. I know that goes counterintuitive to what society believes, but I think it's because our society is so obsessed with like youth, obsessed with like looking youthful. And honestly, like sometimes the more mature men, they like slightly older women. Like if you meet a man in their 20s, they like a woman in their 30s. Like, I'm not trying to say that the older men that go for the younger women are immature, but they kind of are in a way. I don't know, because there's just like a lot of fallacies. Like people would say women don't age as well as men. Get that out of no, that's not true. Women age very beautifully, and I just have started to realize, like, when you're just happy with yourself and you don't want to do cosmetic procedures. And our society like pushes that stuff a lot, and it's so unhealthy. And I mean, do people not realize like all these filters, like the BBL, anything you see, like it's not real. Like if people went to go get those procedures done, that's not who they really are. Like I've always been, how should I put it this way, drawn to people that don't look like something that's on, I don't know, it used to be a magazine, now it might just be TikTok or Instagram Reel, where somebody does a lot of elective procedures, or they do injections. That doesn't look attractive to me. I think people that just look healthy, and do you eat avocado? Like, do you eat some hummus? Do you eat some vegetables? Like, what are you doing naturally to be healthy? Stop thinking about getting a BBL and injections and all that. And by the way, this is the other end of the spectrum where it gets weird. Like, everybody was like, oh, they want to be curvy, and now Kim Kardashian has got an injection. This is what I heard that people get to lose weight when they're severely obese. Like her and her sister, they got this injection to make themselves lose a lot of weight, because I guess like the super thin supermodel look is back in. I don't know. I guess I've just always been blessed, because my mom was just really beautiful and healthy, health conscious, 70 years old, still can do everything, can garden, can climb and do roofing. Like, it's so active and healthy. Was never into all this weird junk. Like, be a fine vintage, like I don't believe in wine, but just age beautifully, like naturally, like in a natural kind of way. Nobody needs to do things to themselves to look a trendy sort of way, because you see, real beauty is consistent, and it gets, like, I feel like this is the thing that makes women more beautiful as they age. This is the thing, because you come into who you are, and like you're like I think young women, yeah, they have a sense of style, but this is just something I know about myself when I was in my late 20s towards the difference of being in my late 30s. Like, I became just more confident in what my style was and what I liked, and I love, like, vintage style, and I don't need to look like other people. Like, I don't want to follow the trends, because who am I going to follow? Like, I don't know, like, no, I think Kim Kardashian and all them are beautiful women, but why do they need to change themselves constantly? What is the need? Like, when you are happy within yourself, you're always going to become happier and be more attractive. It's true, because like I just realized that about myself. Like, I'm happy within myself, and if you're doing natural things, that's what makes people attractive. Like, I know a lot of people have weird wonky ideas about what's attractive, but I'll tell you, what's trendy is not what's attractive. Natural beauty is always much more attractive than like this disordered thinking that's promoted. Like, even though I am on social media, I don't get on board with it. I think people need to not do cosmetic procedures to themselves. They need to try and eat as healthy as possible. They should exercise. You should walk a city block or 5. Like, there's some people that think that they can't walk after a certain age because, oh my God, like, so what are they gonna do? Sit at home? Or that they need a gym to go work out? But I've just never been on board with that kind of thinking. And yeah, I just look for another thing that I just think makes women become more attractive as they age. Like, when they're selecting healthful things about themselves, it's just like her knowledge, like her beauty, her kindness. Like, those are the things that make women and men much more attractive as they age. So yeah, people are beautiful when they're young. I'm not saying that, like, people are beautiful when they're young, but I don't know, like, when I think about myself when I was 20 years old, like, yeah, it wasn't that I wasn't attractive, but I just think, like, now I've become more attractive and more beautiful, and it's because I feel more confident in myself. And I think true beauty always shines through, because you don't need, like, you don't need a TikTok filter. You don't need a lip injection. You don't need to get, I don't know, whatever kind of injection some celebrities are getting to, like, drop a certain amount of weight. Like, you could do those things naturally. Like, if you look at society, honestly, this is the truth. Like, society, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We do have a little bit of an overeating, processed food problem in our modern culture, and that's not healthy. I know a lot of people are saying right now, like, oh, you could be healthy at any size. That's really not true. Please don't listen to those people. You could become diabetic. You can get all sorts of health issues. Like, look, I think it's healthy to lose weight naturally, in a natural kind of way. But on the other end of the spectrum, don't go for, like, what, like, these celebrities are doing and get, like, an injection to drop weight. Just do it in a natural, healthy kind of way by eating more just, like, regular vegetables and fruits. And yes, vegetables and fruits are very healthy. Like, I'm so over, like, I used to feel like, okay, I've been vegan for years. I've done wonderful on a plant-based diet, but the one thing I know about myself, like, I do the absolute best when I was eating mostly fruits and vegetables, and I wasn't doing any vegan junk food. Like, because, I don't know, junk food's good. Sometimes it tastes good. But when I'm not eating those things, I do my absolute best. And I feel glowing and beautiful. So I don't agree with these people that say, you must do complete carnivore diet. No, street bobbers. Fruits and vegetables are healthy. They're our friends. People have ate them since the beginning of time in every culture. Yes, they may have ate some meat, but they also ate fruits and veggies. I don't agree. Like, what, maybe some cultures didn't have access to fruit and veggies, but most ate them, and they're healthy and they're good for you. So I will never agree with the people that are like, oh my gosh, you need to eat mostly meat. No. You need to eat a balance of all 3 micronutrients. and less processed, because the processed stuff is just not good for us. So like if you want to glow, instead of like going to get a lip injection, why don't you make a smoothie? You know, just make a smoothie. Like really, it will make you glow, and or just be who you are and smile and be happy. And yeah, those things are the things that will make you attractive. And I just want older women to know, like as they age, like our society is so perverse. Our society has this perversion against aging. But like look at younger men that appreciate older women. Like this one guy I know, he was mature beyond his years, because he said that he always appreciated like older women that were healthy. And Susan Sarandon, that was the actress he mentioned once. He just said that he knew this woman that looked like, that kind of reminded him of her, and she's an older woman, but she looks good. Jane Fonda. Women that are older, like they're aging, like you know Jane Fonda, when she did some of her like fitness videos, she was like almost 50, like in the early 80s. She was banging, okay? So there's like this fallacy, like that women don't age as well as men. That's not true, because I think both men and women can age well, and whatever, if you're one of the guys that must have younger women, there's a lot of younger men that love the older ladies too. So it goes both ways. It doesn't matter about age, but I'm just saying, as an older lady, as you age, you can go for the younger men that have better manners, and they appreciate, like, they just appreciate women more, and like they say things like yes ma'am, and they're not simps or anything. But I'm just saying, like, it's so funny because, and it has nothing to do with being 2022. There have always been younger men that like older women. There just have, like, it's always been a thing. Like really, it has always been a thing. So I just think women need to stop feeling like, and I know for most women it's not even that, like most women, or a lot of women, it's not only that, but I guess what I'm trying to hone in on is what our society perpetuates, you see. They perpetuate this mythology that, oh, like a woman is like in her prime when she's 22 and it's downhill from there. That's not true. It's just not true. But if you like buy into these stereotypes, there's always been younger men that liked older women. There's always been older men that liked younger women. It goes both ways. And this is not a new thing. I'm just saying. But I think everybody actually becomes more attractive when they age in a natural, kind of beautiful sort of way. Just by finding your own style and being happy and smiling. Like, I feel like smiling is the most beautiful thing. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Because it's just like the most beautiful thing. Like, when you smile, like, and I don't care what, if some people think smiling is fake. It's not if you feel it in your heart. Nobody can tell you what you feel in your heart. I remember when I was a kid, one time somebody told me I smiled too much. So I just walked away and I went and sat under the trees and I looked at the sky. That's what I do. Like if somebody like, because there's this thing, like nobody should telling anybody what they should be doing or how they should be. Like, and that's why I don't like all these like trendy things that are telling people how they should look. You should pick beauty in a healthy sort of way. You don't need injections, you don't need like BBL, you don't need any of the things that our society says you have to do. You don't need elective surgery, you don't need any of that. Like look, I could see if somebody had been a burn victim or been in like a horrific accident and they wanted some sort of reconstructive surgery, I could understand that. But all this like disordered thinking about how people need to change themselves to look better, it's just not true. I guess like it wasn't even that my mom was that anti kind of media, it's just that she just didn't expose us to that kind of stuff, and she just always thought that kind of stuff was fake. And when I was young, before this was a thing, my mom always said, look, there's filters, look at that. They have camera filters, they have editing programs. Like when I was young, she told me about that stuff in the 80s, before that was a thing. Like now people are just starting to talk about it. But there have always been filters. And look, if a photograph's for artistic purposes, I have no problem with a filter. I just wouldn't consume that media or feel like you have to look like what are our celebrities doing? Maybe you should stop trying to aspire to that all the time, because it's not you and it's not authentic, and the best version of yourself will always be attractive and beautiful because you are